Greetings and salutations to you on this morning at 8:09. I apologize in advance if anything goes off while I'm talking to you. If the background fan is annoying to you, I am a woman of 39 years and going through perimenopause. If you follow me, you already know the story. Mother needs her ambience fan on. I need the air to be airing, so to speak. I'm coming to you today, medium, friends, nails missing. Really should be in bed right now, probably drinking my ginger beer and sneezing out whatever this is hay fever. But I'm running and talking about my experiences on social media and also explaining why I'm still on Facebook. First of all, Facebook is a force of habit. So, in the beginning, when it was the Facebook, and you had to be in school to be a part of Facebook, I think, I don't even remember when I joined. I know I was in college. And so I joined, I looked at it, I thought it was boring, I thought nothing of it. And as the site developed, I came back. It became a part of my life. So, that's flash games playing, interacting with friends, talking to boyfriends, and just a lot of messages over the years from random people telling me I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm black. And the black part was a lot of derogatory language, both in English and one time in Spanish. Some guy disagreed with me about something I said on my hometown page and proceeded to look at the picture of my father and I and decided it was a good time to message me and say, ha ha ha, stupid M-word, if you know what the little bug is. And I'm like, was that necessary? What I responded to him wasn't necessary, either, but I blocked him after that. But that's the main point of why I'm even talking today. I realized how negative I was becoming, how caustic I was becoming, and I was already a little emo something. As my ex-boyfriend liked to lovely, as my ex-boyfriend used to say in such lovely words, "It's just like an emo adult." And I'm going to leave it there because, anyway. So, with all of that in mind, you find yourself joining these communities. You got your MySpaces, your Tumblrs, what else was on? LiveJournal, Zonga. So many places, right? And some of these communities have become defunct or dysfunctional in their own type of way. You move on. Some of them have been revived and you've gone back and it's just like, But I spent a lot of time on Facebook because my friends and my classmates were there. The flash games were there. Life was there. In the beginning of Facebook, like when it was hot and popping, that's how you found out stuff. You went to Facebook. Then it was Facebook and Twitter. Then it was Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. And I find as I get older, personally, I can't talk about everybody else, I'm noticing that my desire to be everywhere on everything, why? And in my head, for exposure for your books. Yeah, okay, well, maybe that's part of the reason why I'm on Facebook. It is a force of habit. And if not for me trying to promote my books and connect with my family, I probably wouldn't be on Facebook. I would have deleted Facebook long ago. And I know a couple of people in my associate circle, what they even be called associates, deleted their Facebooks, no problem. And then one of my friends recently deactivated hers. And I was like, okay, well, I get it. And I do get it. Because the situation that we are in now as Americans, and I'm trying to use my words carefully, there are a lot of people that feel emboldened now to just run their mouths consequence free, and it's like, I'm saying consequence free because there's a situation that should have been a huge consequence for someone, and she's making like $1 million off of it, calling somebody's child the N-word off of a misunderstanding. And I find myself really tired with social media a lot. And my use of it hasn't changed that much. It's just, how did I finally tear myself away from Twitter and Tumblr when I spend so much of my time on there as well? Especially Tumblr. The thousands of posts that I made. When they were talking about the first major changes with Tumblr, I meticulously deleted all of my posts. I took the time and deleted about 100 to 200 posts a day. And the one that just left. And didn't come back for a long time. And I checked in, and I don't want to call them friends anymore. They were really associates. My associate had also left or abandoned or purged their pages or altogether deleted their pages. Only thing to me about my Tumblr time is that it was a significant place where I met a lot of interesting people. I wrote a lot of poems. I felt like the future was going to be really different on Tumblr. I don't know. It was just something about that place. It was different, interesting, innovative. And you find all sorts of things and outlets and ways to live life. And I know Tumblr had a very dark side to it. And I dealt with that dark side. You got men talking down and sideways to you. And you're trying to defend yourself and overextended comments. You got people boldly and blatantly breaking the rules, and Tumblr's like, oh, it's not a problem, I'm sorry. And they got rid of the smut, and then they realized that people were coming sometimes for the smut, and then the other people who had stayed already were like, oh, look at you coming back, and had all this sarcasm and funk for people who were trying to come back. And I kept trying to make it work after years and years of the so-called camaraderie on Tumblr, and it just fell apart one day. Nobody was biting. Nobody cared. I was like, oh, it's like that now. Okay, cool. You're an unknown. The world has turned without you, which is cool. But that same flat feeling I had at the beginning of my Tumblr use came flooding back, and I got so bored that I just closed the browser. And about a month ago, I just deleted it. I deleted my Tumblr. I deleted all of the Tumblrs that were connected to me. And by the time I had done that, I had already had my media file uploaded from Tumblr, the original media file to download. So it was weird because hardly anybody was there, and the people who were there were trying to make it work. And I guess, I don't know, it was just like this brand new Tumblr with all this extra crap on it. Hey, lit, left. And it was just like, wow, the strong attachment that I had to this place, constantly using it, blogging, posting my media, my works, my pictures, pushing me to become a better writer to an extent. Trying to get into relationships with people on that site. And then this one dude I had a crush on just completely left the site and ran off and then got married. And I'm so sad about that still, but he's a okay guy, so I'm happy for him. I'm still sad though. Yeah. Then there's Twitter. Twitter, much like other places, I don't even remember when I signed up. I think I really don't remember. I don't remember my Twitterversary. I don't remember my Tumblrversary. I don't even remember my Facebookversary, if I even have one of those. Twitter was my hub. My information, my life, blogging, friends. I watched Twitter become this great and interesting hub, as well as this wild, toxic place. And the current escalation of things within the past year made me realize that, once again, I was too attached to another website. And it was time to let it go. And I didn't like the direction it was going in. I didn't like what other people who used to work there were inferring was going to happen with my information and my image. And one day I sat down and said to myself, I've given this man far too much. Even though I'm a new party. I'm a peon from Chicago. I've given him too much. I gave him too much on my regular Twitter account, my writing Twitter account, and my other accounting Twitter. I use that one. Account. And when the wake-up call came for me with each website that I have departed from, it was freeing, but also a little scary. Like, I have ADHD. What am I going to do now? What's the new clicky box I'm going to use now to disassociate? And then I realized, oh yeah, probably shouldn't be disassociating with toxic media in the first place. And then don't get no more toxic than X, Twitter, you know. I was sick of the advertisements because even with all my ad blockers and things, I was still seeing advertisements. On my phone, nothing but advertisements. I don't know about you, but I don't want no 1776 shirt from Temu with guns and the bird on it and the flag. That is not how I express my American heritage. I don't need all that. It was Temu after Temu ad of this weird patriotic apparatus. Got tired of that. No My Pillow commercials though. I was thankful for that. No My Pillow. However, I didn't like what Twitter was becoming and the things that they had promised versus what was happening. And I felt like they were going to come for me anyway. My account was going to be suspended eventually for violations of speaking too much or showing too much. It was going to happen. So I did them a favor. So now I am down to using Blue Sky, which I love. Blue Sky is cool. It can be a little boring sometimes, but when you get that good traction and you find something to read, you find something that interests you, you can go down a rabbit hole for hours. It's great. I'm on Facebook still, with a writing page and also my own personal page. And that's just because family members are on there, some of my school friends are on there, and there are some okay Facebook groups on there. So mostly it's like for nostalgia groups, Prince groups, Golden Girls groups, the memes, my family. Because I don't even use my writing page that much anymore. I am barely on Facebook any longer than to watch some videos or to laugh at something really idiotic, or if I'm going on one of the social activist pages to argue with some freak who should be in bed with his wife, but he's arguing about people pretending to be women. Like this morning. That guy made me mad. He looked like he smelled. Anyway, leaving social media, I highly advise it. I'm not going to sit here and say, do what you want to do. No, I highly advise it. We've gotten to a point now where people are oversharing things on social media. People are doing too much on social media. Enough is too much. The real purge I probably personally should be getting at is the TikTok purge. But I don't want to drop TikTok yet. Just for the simple fact that that TikTok shop is mad addictive. There's a lot of funny people on there. A lot of interesting people. And there are a lot of people who are really just trying to live their lives and start businesses and just want a little support. Like, if you look for the negative stuff, you will find it. Sometimes the negative stuff will pop up. But I took my time to try and formulate my For You page to be stuff I want to see versus stuff I don't want to see. Why am I going to be doing this for however long to kill time or whatever? And I'm looking at stuff that upsets me. I already had enough of that with other social media sites. I'm going to tell you right now, yes, it did affect my mental health. I'll be the first one to tell you that my social media journey started in my early 20s. I was like 22, 23 when I joined Facebook and Twitter and all other places. I was in my early 20s. I was like really, really young. I joined MySpace and I was like, what, 19, 20? I don't even remember when I joined MySpace. So I was already out of the teen years, but still developing mentally, and then like having your own issues, having self-esteem stuff going on, and now you're on these websites with other crazy people from other parts of the world. And they shouldn't be in here. They were in here for a while. Sometimes they still get in there, but now I'm at a point now where I'm old, and if I really willing to risk it, I will cuss you the hell out on social media. You know, I'm not as good as these other people who do it for like funsies and a living. Like, I'm the only Chicagoan you know who will not play the dozen with you. I'll just punch you in the face. If you make me mad enough, you're getting punched. But otherwise, you get a miniature wall text from me, a lot of expletives, Chicago style, and then it's just, you do what you want with it. Sometimes people laugh at it. There's one lady, I was like, wow, you're a woman and you're really talking about this stuff like this, acting like this, you don't understand it. And she laughed. And I called her a pick-me bitch and blocked her. You know, like, it's not a whole thing that I do. I don't go around trolling people. You're not going to look up a history of Veronica Williams and see her trolling people just for no reason. You see me going the hell off on the internet, or you've ever seen me going the hell off on the internet, there was a reason why. But I am not here to sit here and promote violence to you and be like, ooh, yeah, you get into it with people. Because also people are crazy and they will stalk you, and they will dox you, and they will find out where you live, and they will, you know, some people are really unhinged like that. So no, I don't recommend you going off on people. That's why I stopped doing it, because I didn't want to run into somebody who was crazy enough to do that. See, kids, it comes together. So I'm going to wrap this up now, because this is the first video I've made that is not 20 minutes long. We got to the point. I came to this article to speak on why I left social media on some accounts and why I'm here still on Facebook. And really, force a habit. TikTok, force a habit, will admit to you, minor addiction. Now, is it my life? No. There are times when I don't want to hear anything from a phone. I will turn it off and put it somewhere and do not disturb. There's video games, things for me to write, other things to do, stuff for me to beta test, Sims for me to fix, because goodness knows I am way behind all my updates. I just want to say that if it's too much for anybody out there with social media, it's okay to deactivate it. Yeah, you're going to miss some stuff. There's stuff I'm missing right now because I'm not on Twitter. There's moments I'm missing right now because I'm not on Twitter. And it's like, I shouldn't be. I don't want to be. I don't want to be on there just so I can find out what that nutcase has said next. To upset myself, to remind X or Twitter or whatever we're calling it once again that I don't care about wrestling, and I have to keep clicking it and telling it I don't care about that. And I think they've got enough information out on me. So if they want to make an AI fat lady, they probably will. I don't know, whatever. Well, not whatever, but what can I do about it? I'm one woman. But this one woman made multiple decisions not to let companies use her information anymore. And, you know, they're probably still stealing it. That's it. That's literally it. I came, I saw, I used for a bunch of years, got tired of toxicity, left. Beginning, end. Medium, I appreciate you sitting here and listening. Peace.